Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope y'all are having a great day so far. Chilling. I just got back from PT a little bit ago. In my quiet time, reflection in my journal, and now we're here. But yeah, we're in Ecclesiastes 3. I know it's been a minute. Life's been busy. It's been tough, but we're making it through. I just hope y'all are good. You know, life unpacks a lot of things, and I'll talk to that at the end, but I'll get into it. This one's called A Time for Everything. It starts with, there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. Time to kill and a time to heal. Time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. And a time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. Obviously, we know that God's timing is the most important. And, He makes things happen when they're supposed to. It's a hard thing to grasp onto, even for me. I know things don't always go my way, and they don't always go how I expect them to at the time I expect them to, but, there's a beauty in all of that. So a few that I just want to go over that I really liked was a time to plant and a time to uproot. So there's a time to put all your energy into something, and then a time to be like, all right, I need to step away from this, pull my plant out, and walk away. And that's kind of the same with the time to tear down and a time to build. There's a time that, say a relationship. Whew, do we know something about that? There's a time to put all of your efforts into this, and then there's a time to just, tear it down and walk away for the betterment of yourself, and for the others. But a time to search and a time to give up, same thing, dude. There's a time to look for that one that's right for you, and then there's a time to just step back and say, look, I know God's going to put the perfect man or woman in my life when He wants it for me. And, I know some people going through that. And me personally, I'm stepping away from that. I said I was going to step away from it before, and, I caught myself in a situation, and I didn't step away. And it made things worse, and I wasn't ready, and I did it anyways, and I pushed away what God was telling me, and I ended up getting hurt, and that's all right, because I needed to learn that lesson. I needed to realize, okay, I'm not ready for this. I'm still learning who I am as a single man in this world, and I need to focus on myself. And there's a time to keep and a time to throw away. It's very similar to the other one. Time to tear and a time to mend, also similar. And then I like this one, a time to be silent and a time to speak. As a Christian, I got my views. I believe every word that is written in this Bible, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people hate on it, and they say we're some cultists that are following some made-up figure in the sky to feel better about ourselves. Dude, I don't really care that people say that. It doesn't really bother me, because I'm gonna believe what I believe, and you can believe what you believe. But dude, even if we were following some made-up creature in the sky, which I know I'm not, I know my God is there, and I know He's marking my every move, and he's making life for me. He made this earth. There is not one thing that if you apply to your life in this book, your life will not change drastically, and you will improve on so many different levels. So why not? Why not just dive in and just give your whole heart to it? If you follow these rules or these laws, this stuff, that the wisdom that God gives us, you're gonna improve, and you're gonna just be great. I don't see it. But then there's also a time to be like, all right, look, I know this, and I know this could help you, but for the betterment of you not getting angry and me starting something, I'm gonna just be silent. I'm not gonna say nothing. And then 9 says, what do workers gain from their toil? I've seen the burden God's laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. There's a time for everything. He's also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to the end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, like the Bible tells us to. Do good, and it'll pay off. That each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. That is a gift from God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing taken. God does it so that people will fear him. And there's a big talk about like fear of God. So like, at one point Kanye was like, man, I fear God and I fear nothing else because I fear God. It should be the truth, God's always got us. And why should I fear man if I know God's by my side? And then there's another part where he's like, I hate the part of the Bible where it's like, fear God. Fear God doesn't necessarily mean like, I'm scared he's going to hurt me. It means like, look, let's follow what he's saying. And, if we do, we pay attention, we're obedient, like he's going to make it pay off. He always does. Whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before, and God will call the past to account. And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there, and in the place of justice, wickedness was there. I said to myself, God will bring into judgment both righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, a time to judge every deed. I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them so they may see that they are like the animals. Surely the fate of human beings is like that of an animal. The same fate awaits them. As one dies, so does the other. All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage over animals. Everything is meaningless. All go to the same place. All come from the dust, and all to the dust they will return. Who knows if the human spirit rises upward, and if the spirit of the animal goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot. For who can bring them to see what will happen after them? And that's like also Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, do it as if you're working for the Lord, not other masters. Just saying, like, give it your all for everything, because God gives his all to you. I love that. But yeah, there's a time and place for everything. And oftentimes, it happens when we don't expect it, in places we don't expect it. For instance, I'm now a Young Life leader at Fulton High School in Knoxville. It's an inner city school. It's a very diverse school. It's about 30% white kids, 30% black kids, 30% Hispanic kids. And when I was getting placed, I didn't even know it was a school. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know a thing about it. Not gonna lie, I wanted to go to one of the schools that my high school was like. Mostly white kids that know God, that I can connect with and relate to. But God had other plans, and he placed me here. And I know he placed me here for a reason. Because these kids need something. They need help. They need love. They need a leader. And I feel like God has helped me and can guide me to guide them. And yesterday, I got a call from the head track coach at the high school asking me if I want to be his assistant. Never met this man in my life. He got my number from one of the other leaders that he's known, and he saw my Instagram. Saw that I played lacrosse, I was in Young Life, and I think that's about it. He called me, he said, look, I know you played lacrosse. Well, I mean, obviously we introduced ourselves, whatever. He said, look, I know you played lacrosse. I know you're from Signal Mountain, and you did Young Life there. I know you're a leader here now, and I think it's great. He lived in Chat for a bit. He knows about Signal Mountain. He was a track coach at Memphis East, James Wiseman and Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway coached there, but James Wiseman played basketball there. He was like, basically, I just need someone who knows sports, who knows leadership, and who knows God to guide my kids. I was like, dude, this is freaking awesome. He's like, basically just needs help recruiting, and he's like, I just want someone to be there to hang out with them and to be a leader and a mentor for them. And he's like, you can work out with them, like you can come to practices, just chill with them. Like, I just want someone for them to look up to and for them to, want to grow closer to God with. He grew up in Young Life, so, he gets the gist. And, it's just amazing, and it's blessed. And if you told me when I graduated high school at Signal Mountain, one of the most stuck up motherfuckers, excuse my language, a lot of stuck up white kids there. Like, I know it. Shit, I was there. Sorry for cussing. But if you would have told me that I would be an assistant track coach at Fulton High School in Knoxville, Tennessee, I would say you're absolutely out of your mind. But look, God works in mysterious ways. Everything has a time, and it all comes together full circle. That's all I wanted to say. Hope y'all have a great day. Enjoy it. We're in God's creation, baby.